Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Preimesberger, editor of eWEEK. Thank you very much for joining us today on this latest segment of eWEEK eSpeaks, the series of conversations with IT thought leaders from all different segments of the information technology world. Our interviewee today is Will Moxley. Will is the Senior Vice President and Chief Product Officer of RingCentral, based in Belmont, California. Will, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and the high level of the company.
Yeah, so I'm a product guy. I love products. I joined RingCentral about a year and a half ago here because I was just so excited about what they were doing and moving people into the cloud, moving people in telephony, video meetings, and messaging into the cloud. And I'll get more into that in a second. But prior to that, I've had about 17 years of software as a service experience. 13 of those years were at Salesforce right before here. So I was at 13 years at Salesforce. Been back before that, other CRM vendors, Siebel Systems. So a lot of software experience, a lot of SaaS experience, but super excited to be here at RingCentral.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a little bit about RingCentral, right? So, so RingCentral's our goal is to really make enterprise communications completely effortless anywhere for our customers. So, what we offer is what we call, it's often called in the industry a unified communication solution, but we call it unified communications as a service because it is entirely cloud-based. And it's really a solution that allows you to basically communicate in any mode of communication on any device, desktop, mobile, you name it, even a hard desk phone. Anywhere. So any device, any mode, anywhere is what we always like to tell our customers. And we're the Gartner Magic Quadrant leader 6 years in a row in enterprise, in this unified communication space. So basically, if I were to explain what our product is that it provides you team messaging, video meetings, and telephony, a full cloud PBX system, all integrated into one application and one solution. And you can use it as a desktop application, you can use it as a mobile application, or you can even get a hard phone on your desk, a good old-fashioned phone, and have that connected to the service. So however you want to work, you can communicate across all these modes and seamlessly switch modes. We make it super easy to run your business and to communicate in the cloud on any device. And so, like I said, we've been at this for a couple decades, and Gartner and these other industry analysts have really recognized us as the best solution.
It's excellent. Options are always good. You have lots of options. Easy is always good. So you're 2/3 of the way there, and I think usability will be the third one. And I think as people try it out, they'll find out how good it is. And having all those choices all at once and right in front of you in one app is amazing. And I remember landlines, hardwired landlines. And I haven't used those for briefings for a long time. We're using video more and more. I think COVID has had a lot to do with that in general this past year, hasn't it?
I think it has. I think when I look at usage of our service, it's gone up across the board on telephony, on team messaging, and especially on video meetings. Yeah, I think so. So all of those, and it's definitely, I think, one of the ways that people are interacting more now that they all can't be in the same office. Completely agree.
Yeah, it's almost like having your own TV studio in your home or in your office. And our phones have done this. Our phones have done this for a while, but now we're doing it on our desktops. It's pretty amazing. RingCentral has some news this week about something called Glip, GLIP. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so what we've traditionally offered in the market is both a contact center solution and what we call RingCentral Office, which is our unified communications product. And our flagship product offering was called RingCentral Office, and it include messaging, video meetings, and telephony all integrated into one. And that's the way you got any of our products. You went to this paid offering. And what we're announcing now is this new offering called RingCentral Glip, Glip, as you said, which is a new free offering that includes team messaging and video meetings integrated into one seamless experience. But you also get up to 100 meeting participants for an unlimited meeting time. So, you really get a lot of value out of this one free offering. You can have, a lot of other solutions. If you have a one-on-one meeting, they let you talk as long as you want. But if you have more than 2 people, you have 3, 4, they cut you off. It might be 40 minutes, 45 minutes. We don't cut you off, right? Unlimited time to collaborate, unlimited time to do work and get things done. So that's really the offering. It's kind of like taking Slack and Zoom and combining them into one, but this is a very integrated experience between the two, and you get tremendous value from this free offering.
Yeah, you'd have to subscribe to more than one application to get what that brings to us. So that's pretty impressive, really. And how long is this is just being launched right now? Was it in test beta for a while? And how did it perform there? How did people like it?
So it wasn't real. So we've had RingCentral Video is something that we announced back in April that we incorporated into our RingCentral office. So we've been using it in that capacity. But this is the first time we're launching this freemium offering of messaging and video meetings together. We used to have just a free messaging service, but now we've combined that with the power of video meetings to create this great new offering that's brand new and only available as of the 15th. So we're excited. We're excited to have people experience it because we want people to experience our product, to use it, to understand, to see the value as they're making their decisions for what they're doing next year, right? People were in a mad rush to try different things. When COVID hit, they just needed something. Some of those things are temporary. And as they're planning out what they want to do next year, we want them to experience our product because we think it's compelling, it's powerful. And if they experience it, they can decide, do we want to go use it next year? Do we want to go to a paid offering? Do we want to go into the full Office suite? We want people to experience it so that they can see how amazing it is.
Right. A lot of competition out there with Zoom and Skype and WebEx and all the others, but none of those have the combination of features that RingCentral has. Is that correct?
That's correct. And I think there's a couple other things that we're pretty excited about that some of the other vendors don't have. So on top of the unlimited meeting time for 100 people is this no download. So if you're on your computer, all you need is a browser to connect. You can connect to a meeting very, very quickly. People like that because you can't always download the latest version of the application. Right. And the browser experience is amazing whether you're hosting a meeting or joining as a participant. So really easy to join the meeting. That's important for people that their participants can join. Yeah. Another thing is that we refer to as smarter video meetings. So what makes them smarter is that we're not just thinking about the in-meeting experience. We're thinking about the before, during, and after meeting experience. And we're doing that by combining team messaging with video meetings. So you prepare before a meeting in the team using messaging. Then you have the meeting. Then after the meeting, you go back to the team. You share the recording. You share the presentation. You share the action. You have tasks you can assign out to people. So we're thinking about that whole meeting life cycle before, during, and after. And that's what makes them smarter. That's what makes these meetings smarter. And we think that's a real big differentiator. And obviously just our business class reliability. We are enterprise grade. We're well known for having 5 nines of reliability. That means 99.99% of the time that we're supposed to be up, we are up. And that really is important to people when this communication in the cloud is the only way they're getting work done today, right? They can't go physically meet with people. So this is really even more mission critical to people in this time right now.
Sure. So I didn't realize that there was workflow attached to this too, which is great. So like you said, Slack. So that's kind of like what Slack does. I have another question. the subscription to this, can it be subscribed to by an individual, or does it have to be an enterprise with several users, or what?
It can be an individual. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be an enterprise. Although we do target companies, we're targeting businesses, right? That's really our target audience. But there's nothing to stop. You know, a lot of people are sole proprietors, work by themselves, right? And they can use it as well. And even a consumer could use it. Although that's not who we're really targeting. Anyone can go sign up and try it out. We're not limiting people in any way.
Okay, this is great. We have a couple minutes left before we have to cut off, but Will, can you look ahead and tell me maybe explain a trend that you might see here in this part of the IT world right now? Obviously, video meetings are growing tremendously, so that's a huge trend. Thankfully, thanks to COVID-19. What else are you seeing coming up that we should know about?
Well, we're thinking a lot about what happens after COVID calms down. There's the vaccine, and what happens in that world. And we think it's going to be a hybrid world. And what I mean by that is a lot of people are working from home now, right? They're working remotely. They're working at a coffee. Well, they're not working at coffee shops, but they will eventually. So they're working all over. And what we're seeing companies do is they're permanently changing their work in the office policy, right? Like companies like Twitter said, you can work remotely from now on forever. Companies like Nationwide Insurance are saying, you know what? You can work remotely. We're going to have smaller offices. This concept of a headquarter is completely changing. So we think this trend is here to stay. I think it's safe to say. And what's going to happen is there will be a lot more people that are working remotely, right? And there's going to be people in smaller huddle rooms and offices and multiple offices that are smaller. And maybe some days you'll go to the office and some days you'll work at home much more. And so that in this new hybrid world, having just a video meeting solution that just comes up and then disappears and you have no context of what happened before and after isn't going to work. And so by having this integrated team messaging and video meeting solution where you have this context of before and after, it's going to really allow everyone to work wherever they want to work. Work anywhere is what we always say. We say we're a work anywhere solution, not a work from home solution. We're a work anywhere solution. And working from anywhere is critical to this new hybrid world. You're going to want people to be able to be, soon we'll be able to go to coffee shop, work at your house, work in the office, and all be on equal footing, all have that shared context that the team messaging gives you, and still be able to do your work. And so we think, that our work from anywhere solution is perfect for this hybrid world. Your phone calls, team messaging, video meetings, however you want to communicate with people, you can do it. You can switch to whatever's appropriate, and you always have context.
Great. Will Moxley, I want to thank you very much for being on eSpeaks today. I think this has been really, really valuable. I appreciate the explanation and looking ahead at the trends. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris, for the time, and happy holidays.
Same to you. So, Will Moxley of RingCentral, thanks again. And for everybody following along all the way to the end of this eSpeaks session, thank you and have a great rest of your eWEEK. Thanks for joining us on eWEEK eSpeaks. Go to eWEEK.com to hear more conversations with IT thought leaders.